It's that time of the week again, where we bring you insightful, exciting and honest conversations here on the Natalie Fort Show. We like to call it Conversations That Matter. This show is proudly sponsored by MTN and supported by Movenpick Ambassador Hotel and Weller Dazzles. Tonight my guest is a woman who at the age of 27 became the first female SRC president of the Wisconsin University. Now aged 32, she holds the deep desire to someday serve as president of Ghana. However, her path has not been a very easy one. She had to work multiple jobs upon her father's loss of his job. Tonight on the show, she shares her journey with me and her very bold ambitions. GHOne, welcome to the Natalie Fort Show.
Thank you, Natalie.
It's so good to have you.
I'm happy.
You're happy to be here? On the show, we always start by asking, currently as we speak, what's Bridget's life looking like?
It's looking beautiful. It's looking so beautiful. I wish you're in my head to see what I see.
Tell me what's in your head. Describe it.
This right minute, I see myself giving the State of Nation address, and Ghanaians are happy. You see, the one that you give and people are happy, not the one that you talk and they'll be like, oh, you're telling a lie. Let's bring the figures out. It's not true. I see myself giving the one that Ghanaians are happy about. I'm just so excited about.
So that's what your mind looks like right now. Bridget,
exactly. You should be in there. It's so beautiful.
I wish I were in there. But we're giving a State of the Nation address.
Yes.
That's a very ambitious dream.
A really ambitious one.
You're an ambitious person.
I have to be. You get to that point in your life when you don't have any option than to be ambitious.
So you say a certain point in your life, you just had to be ambitious.
You don't have any option.
You don't have any option. You didn't have any option. What was that point in your life?
I think you're taking me back to growing up.
Tell me.
Okay, so growing up where you have parents you can talk to, you can have conversations with, everybody's okay, when you want you get. And then it gets to that point where you don't get, you have to start making decisions for yourself. I actually enjoyed making decisions for myself growing up. I'm kind of independent. But when you get to that moment, you know that this one, dear, if you get it wrong, it's wrong. You have to take responsibility for it. There's no better father somewhere you're going to, not that they're dead, they're alive, but you can't cry back to them because they can't really help you. So at that point, that was where I had to be ambitious because that's the only options I have.
What do your parents do for a living?
You see that one when you go to a site school and ask you, what does your mother do? And they're like, she's a trader. What does your father do? He's a businessman.
So that's what they did.
Business
they both did business. What nature of it? Do you know? Like, did you ever? Was it a certain
My dad was doing quite a lot of things. He had some cars. Those times, those are Yalulu, the cars doing the intercities, or what we call it, taking the traders here and there. And then he had this imports. That's what thing he's been doing. But what exactly it is, I don't know. But I know we're comfortable.
He brought the bacon home, so you were fine. And would you describe your childhood as a positive one, a happy one? How would you describe it?
From the beginning, it was a happy one. I was a happy child growing up. I was.
You were very happy, it seems.
I was a happy child growing up. It was great until he had to lose it. And why am I tearing?
Why are you tearing?
So, I was a happy child until after secondary school when I had to start making adult decisions, when I had to. Can somebody give me a tissue?
Can we have tissue for Bridget, please?
Why am I tearing? I've never teared about this story.
It's okay. It's okay. And don't feel bad about tearing up, Bridget. I
don't feel bad, but I'm just amazed. I haven't really teared up about my story before. I think it's not getting to me. Yes, so I was an independent girl growing up, so I thought it was normal. And then I realized that it wasn't normal. At my age, I should have my parents support me. I should have my parents take care of me. And I always appear like, okay. So people can really see when you are going through things. And even when you say it, nobody even believes you. Yeah, so after SHS, I had to start making adult decisions.
What was the initial moment like? Your father lost his job.
So we were in Accra. And then he had to move back to the village, to Adan. That was after my SHS. It was like, okay, he's moved back to Adan. Why? What's happened? And I was with my auntie then, so I don't know, my sisters, nobody even told me anything about what exactly happened. You didn't understand
what happened.
So I just had to move on. I didn't even ask too many questions. When I was not getting any proper response as to what's happening, I just moved on. That was when I think after SHS, my friends were going to uni and all that.
And you didn't have that support?
Nope. I had to make adult decisions. I got exposed to media when I was in secondary school. I was part of cadet media. I was a cadet, and then I got exposed to media when I joined the cadet media. So I got to learn how to take pictures. So when it got worse, I had to get a camera. I mean, a friend of mine gave me a digital camera. I started taking pictures at church, and people started requesting for their pictures. I had no option, so I had to go and print and give to them. I was like, okay, this is a good business. So I started taking pictures with his digital camera. At a point, he came for it, but I got a higher one. I think it was a GHOne D500 or so. And then I started doing proper photography. I got recommendations here and there, and I made a business of it. It was really the same period that a friend told me I could be a good marketer, so I should take a course in marketing.
So you didn't really know what the next steps were?
No, I was just living.
You were just living.
A friend of mine would say, I am good for a living. I was just living. I'm just, as and when, you have to survive. You have to be alive to see what the next day holds. So whatever would keep you for today, you just do it. So I was doing the photography thing at church. I was a church's photographer. So I take that opportunity to take pictures of people at church, print it out, give it to them, take my money. At a point I added video. I had this friend who was very good at videos, so we made a team. We became a team. And then I do the pictures, there's a video. Sometimes I do the video because I know how to handle camera as well. So
were you excited?
Yeah, it was fun.
Were you demotivated? How were you feeling internally?
It was fun. I enjoyed every bit of it. I enjoyed the whole photography thing. Taking pictures of people, posing, and teaching people how to pose well and all that. I enjoyed every bit of it. I didn't even realize I was taking care of myself while I was taking adult decisions. I was just enjoying myself. I was having
Were you
fun.
living on your own?
Yeah, I had to move out at a point to live on my own because the photography job would take you to places where you close like 10, 11, and then you come back home. Then I was with a family grandfather of a sort. I stayed with my auntie in the grandfather's house, and he closes his gate at 9. So you have to jump the wall and all that. So I had saved up something, and then I moved into one single room, be close to his end. So I was staying on my own.
At what point did you have enough for school?
I never had enough for school. I was just living by day. I was just surviving. But after my friend said I'll be good at marketing, he asked that I take a course in marketing. I went to Leicester Professional Institute. There was another friend who even bought me the form. There was a friend who bought me the form to go to the school. I remember going for an interview to become, I went for vetting to become SRCPRO, and they asked me if I had paid my fees. Even the SRCPs.
So this was at which institution?
Leicester.
This was at
Leicester Professional Institute. Yeah, that was where I did my diploma. I said I have no paid, but I'll definitely pay. What matters is I can do the job.
What was their response?
They just laughed. And I was confident I could do the job. But I won. I mean, I passed through the vetting. They voted, I won. I became the PRO. I think after I finished my diploma, so let me take you back a little. When I was in secondary school, I used to use this cloth with pins to make a dress. So I don't know how to.
Were you doing it as a passion, or were you doing it?
I don't even know what I was doing.
You were just doing it, okay.
Comes to me and then I do it.
Real.
So you see those aquaba things they do and they'll dress people. Mine was more modern.
Okay.
So I could make different styles from it. So I started from secondary school, and then when I started my diploma and then I had to survive. Before I started my diploma and I had to survive, that was what I was doing. I worked to studios. I told them, this is what I've been doing in other studios. If you need my service, you can call me. I'll come and dress the people up for you. I had never done that anywhere. It was only in secondary school. I haven't done it in any studio. But I told them, they're like, oh, the pictures are nice. I did some, they saw it. It's like, okay. So they started calling me to come and do the designs for people. My pastor's wife would get some models, call me. She sells cloth. So I use some of the cloth to make dresses.
So it was like designing, but you were using pins.
Pins, I do know how to sketch and all that, but I could use the cloth to make the dress on the person. So I did that. She would take pictures to model her clothes and all that. I get some money. Then they were like, okay, since you are good at designing and all that, why don't you just go and learn how to sew so that you can become a designer or something.
And
so
you did.
I said, okay. So the person who said it go be a machine to go and learn how to sew. I got there. She was supposed to teach me within 6 months. I was still doing my photography alongside. Mm-hmm. So I went there, and she was supposed to teach me how to sew. But she was focusing more on the sewing than the cutting and the stuff. Mm-hmm. She didn't teach me how to cut. I was sewing. So after I got tired and I left. It was same. I think it was during that period. Another friend. I have a lot of. God bless all my friends.
Your friends. It seems as though your friends and they nudged you towards the direction you should go.
See, God gives his toughest battle to his strongest soldiers. Mm. And whatever God puts you in, he will provide helpers for you. Yeah. I mean, I think God is playing some game with me. He's put me on the field, and he's just letting people sort of help to order you. If I try to recollect how my life has been, it's been one person here or the other. I mean, people just coming. Somebody just give you a piece and then he will leave. Mm-hmm. Another brings the piece. So there's this friend of mine, Daniel, who used to work with Airtel. And the day he came, Natalie, it was one of the worst days. The day he came, when
you say the day he came,
the day he called me, and came over to my place. It was one of the baddest of days. Like I was extremely broke. Photography business, you normally get contracts. It's not a regular thing.
Yes.
I was broke. I didn't have money. I was so broke. Like, hey.
Nothing.
And I remember my single room. I mean, if my bed is here, you just have some small space. So I was just sitting there and I was like, hey, God.
What's his next?
What's that?
Yeah.
I was just talking to God. And then he called me. I was like, Bridget, how are you? I said, oh, I'm fine. I need, where do you live? Where do you stay now? It's like, oh, I'm coming over. Okay. Daddy came over. I was like, oh, so what's up? I started telling Daniel about my life and everything. How I had to, after my diploma, I said, oh, let me go and charter and become a chartered marketer. So I went to UPSA. I started, the fee was in pounds. I stopped. I dropped out.
You didn't have enough.
So I told him, I didn't have enough. I told him, I was like, the way you talk, you'll be very good with media. Why don't you take a short course in radio and TV presentation? I was like, where? Like, okay, try JJ. So he sorted out, gave me money.
He paid for you
to go. He paid for me to go. He gave me money to take on myself. I think he even got me some groceries that day. And I really launched this. I just remember, I really launched the song from that. Because it was like, Charlie, I just had nobody. No support. I didn't know who I was going to call. Who am I going to call? I mean, nobody. So he just came through for me. I was like, God, this is
an angel of sorts.
I mean, God is good though.
So at that point when he paid for you to go to GIJ,
I went.
You went.
You
took a course.
And there was let me tell you a short story. When I got to GIJ for the first day, the lecturer was late. I was also late, and everybody was seated. So when I got to the class, I was like, hello, good evening. My name is Bridget Bunny. I'll be your facilitator for today. Please get settled.
They believed you?
They believed me.
What led you to do that?
I don't know. I'm like that. I don't know.
Impulsive of sorts, yeah.
So everybody did quite. I was like, okay, so I don't know what I was going to say, but I would have said something. And then the facilitator entered. And I was like, okay, this one looks old. I think he's the one. And I went to say it by my friend. Okay, so I had a friend in the class, Tracy. Tracy was sitting there and she was just laughing.
So of course she knew you were not. She knew me,
so she was just laughing. And I went to say, but everyone was like,
that must have made you very popular at this time.
So when the man came here, it was like, we did a classroom. Everyone was like,
and it was
to the classroom. So automatically I became the classroom. No, I think somebody said they should vote. There was always that one person. They voted and I won. And then I got a deputy, GHOne.
And you got a deputy. So what was the lecturer's response? He liked it.
He liked it. I remember when I was giving my speech after the program and everything. He was like, GIJ has made you. I was like, it's a lie. I was already made.
So it went well. It went well.
Yeah.
At what point did Wisconsin University come?
So after the diploma, I went to do my internship with a TV station, a radio and TV station. And then during that same period, I got a contract. They wanted me to stay, but I heard that place they don't employ people. You can stay there for years and you won't be employed and all that. I was like, okay, I don't have time. I had got a contract then to shoot a documentary for a company, so I left to go and work on that. It gave us some good money. Yeah. So that was where I decided.
So for Wisconsin University, you handled your feet. You were financially able to.
Yeah, I was not financially able.
Somewhat.
I still had some friends that I still.
Yeah.
I mean, there were people supporting.
Yeah.
I was doing the major part.
Were you in touch with your parents along the?
Oh yeah. We always talk, and I tell them I'm going to do this. I'm going. My dad will be bragging. Hey, my dad is like, yo, you are not paying it.
Did you ever feel like he doesn't have? He's not in the position to brag.
He should, but he always brags.
But he always brags.
And I think I'm okay.
You're okay with it. But did it ever just trigger in you that you're not even contributing?
Oh yes, I always tell him you're not contributing anything, so stop contributing and all that. But
he still contributed to somewhat when you were a lot.
Well, when I was growing up, younger age, those ones he did. I mean, even if he had let me at that age, I don't know what I would have become. I don't know. No, he's still my favorite guy. He's still my favorite guy.
Now, how about Wisconsin? Wisconsin is where you took up this position as first female SRC president.
Yes.
How did that go?
So by the time I was going to university, my colleagues I completed SHS with were already done. So I went to level 100 in 2015. In 2015, I got to uni, and then I was told no female had ever become SRC president. I was like, how? Yeah. No female has ever. I mean, at least someone should try and lose so that I would say, okay, the person went and lost. But like never. Okay, me, I'll go.
So wait, you just chose to take up this position because you had been told no woman had to.
It doesn't make any sense. Why?
You just wanted to what? What was your goal?
I didn't like the fact that no female had ever attempted to become a SRC president. Is it that they were not qualified? Is it that they were scared? What was it? Let me just give it a try and see. So I set 2 goals for myself. To become a SRC president and then graduate with the first class.
Did you get them both?
No.
You were close.
Yes, I was close. So I got the SRC. So because of the goal I set for myself, 1100, I started engaging in SRC stuff. And then I was made the deputy intercom chairperson, which got me more closer to students. Level 200, I got the same position. And then level 300, like this is the moment. But it wasn't an easy one. It was one of the toughest.
And your passion for politics began then?
Yeah.
Your passion for politics?
Yeah, I was following politics, but I was not too active. But that's
when it really began.
Where everything.
So we'll talk about your passion for politics and your very bold aspiration to become president of Ghana. Stay with us on the Natalie Ford Show. You're welcome back to the Natalie Fort Show. I've been speaking with Bridget Bonnie. Bridget, you've spoken about your childhood journey and then eventually getting to Wisconsin, serving as first female SRC president, and that birthing the passion for politics. At what point did you realize that the political field is a field that you want to play in?
It wasn't me. It was through somebody.
It's always through somebody.
So I'm still becoming SRC president. I had this friend like, you're good at this politics of a thing. Oh, you handle it so well. Like, you didn't have money, but able to pull through this, able to do this. You should take this politics thing serious. And then it occurred to me that people had already told me I was going to do politics, but I didn't take them serious. So yes, I didn't even start right away after uni. I was just in there somehow. And then a friend of mine was discussing. I think he came up with the idea. He was like, Bridget, I had this concept. I need you to own it. So he shared the concept with me. I thought through it. I wasn't so convinced.
What was the concept?
I'll come to that concept. So I wasn't too convinced. I shared with another friend of mine in the military. I have some good friends around. God bless you. So I was discussing. I'm like, okay, so this concept is not sitting too well with me because the lifespan is very short. Is there a way we can work around it? Is there a way we can? So we were just drawing, and then we developed the concept into 18 plus for NDC. 18 plus for NDC. Yes, because he was even asking me. Okay, it was a question that brought everything up. If you want to do politics and you don't know anything about politics, you just be like one of those normal people in there. You don't have a reason for joining. So 18 plus for NDC is to orient young people about the NDC. So you join the NDC knowing what you're getting into. You join the party understanding the ideologies, the principles, the people in there. Like, okay. So that was where everything came together.
Why the NDC?
Why the NDC? So when I was SRC president, I had a lot of MPP friends. And because of that, everybody thought I was MPP.
Okay. Did you ever have a political leaning?
No.
Sure?
No. My mom was MPP and my dad NDC. But they never forced us to join any party. So it was my mom that has now become NDC. So
but because of you?
I mean, she's done it all for herself.
Okay. So what as a young person, you're educating young people to know about the NDC or to be familiar with the political playing field. On a personal note, what made you decide to align with the NDC? So it was doing my research. It was when I was doing, because I didn't just start 18 plus. I had to go to the NDC headquarters, go to the library, get some rules, get some stuff, read through, do my own research. Because if you're going to educate people, you need to know them. Be educated.
So I got to understand the whole party. I mean, even though I had been more like a sympathizer of the NDC somehow, I didn't know much. So after educating myself and getting to know, I was like, this is the place for me. Because I've seen a lot of young people thriving in the NDC. You have the JPs, you have the Democrats, you have quite a number of young people doing excellent stuff in the NDC. And if you look at the NPP, I have some friends there. They are still there where they are. They are not. I don't think they are even ambitious enough to want to rise through because the system doesn't even permit you. It doesn't.
I think the system is too bureaucratic.
It is. Their system is bureaucratic. But with the NDC, I mean, when I started 18 plus for NDC, every system has procedures. They have hierarchy. You just pass through. It's not tedious. It's not difficult passing through the hierarchies. I did that, and here we are. I'm okay. Nobody's stressing my life. So I think with the NDC, you have the space. Just know what you're about. Just know your stuff, and then nobody will restrict you. You just be good to go. Yes. So that's why I chose the NDC because it's a place that can grow. So every young person out there, I'm not complaining, I'm just saying that every young person out there.
Yeah, you're a politician. You use every platform to campaign. This is not a political show, but
every young person who wants to do politics
it's understandable.
should join the NDC because it's a place for you to grow and learn. You have access to all the big people. Yeah.
So you feel like the party was not bureaucratic and that allowed you to grow. What position, and aside the 18 plus for NDC, currently do you hold a political role? You do not.
No, I do not hold it.
You do not.
No, I don't.
Do you have a medium-term goal of actually holding a political role?
I have a long-term one, I am sure of. For the medium term, I am not too setting. I have a couple of options. Yeah. But you know how God does his stuff. I'm waiting for him to say, okay, is this one? I have a couple of options, but I need him to be sure. Like I need him to be sure confirm
which step to take.
I need him to confirm on which one to go with.
What's your long-term goal? Well, I know your long-term goal is to become the president of Ghana someday.
For the long term, I'm sure.
Why do you want it?
When I was going to contest for SRC president, there was this old student that came to the school, and he said, "Are you Bridget Bonnie?" I said, "Yes." "I heard you want to go for SRC president." I was like, "Oh, you heard right? Yeah." "So it means when you win, you become the first." I said, "Yes." "So what if you don't win?" "The story will be different. A female went and she lost. Not that no female, no female has ever become." It's like, "Oh, I see." Like, okay, why do you want to go? And I said, "I need the power."
You need the power, was your response? Why do you need the power?
So when I was deputy chairperson, there were a couple of complaints, grievances from students that needed to be resolved. And the SRC president did nothing about them. I don't know why, but maybe he felt whatever his reason is, I don't know why he didn't do them. That was in level 100. In level 200, same thing happened. So students will complain, you go and report to him. Okay,
they were not resolved.
They were not resolved. They didn't really pay attention to them. So I was like, the only way I can do these things is when I have the power.
So to you, the power is to solve the problem.
Yes.
That's
when I get the power, then I can do what the people want. You are serving people, and it's what they want that you do. So if you're not doing it, and I keep complaining and you're not doing it, then let me get the power, and then I can make it happen. So first of all, it was because no female has ever aspired for the position, so let me just get it. And then I got a better reason.
Do you like to prove people wrong? Do you like to just,
not
break?
Personally want to prove you wrong.
Yeah?
I don't come like I want to prove you wrong. I think my whole life is about just doing stuff. I just want to do it. You are secondary. Whoever it is secondary, but I want to do it. If I
just want to try.
No, I want to. If I put my mind to it, I make sure I get it. I'm determined like that. When I put my eye on something and I want to get it done, unless I'm not interested. If I want to get it done, I'll get it done.
It's like setting records motivates you.
Yeah, I think the busier I am doing things, the happier I am.
The happier you are.
So I like to set targets and achieve them, and I'm happy.
You really believe that you'll be president of Ghana?
I would definitely, unless God invites me home, and I don't think he would do that. He would have to wait till I'm that. Yeah, I believe I will. But what does it take to become president of Ghana?
Tell me. You're on the path.
You should be a Ghanaian, and I'm a Ghanaian. You should be in a particular age range.
Yes.
I will get there someday.
You will.
Mentally stable. I'm not mad. I'm only mad. I'm okay. I mean,
aside those reasons which we're all privy to, which are somewhat the basic things that would allow you to serve as president, what does Bridget Bonnie, what do you really have that's very different?
What do I have?
Yeah. What do you think you possess that is different?
So when I was going to do my master's, I was contemplating whether I should use the money to, because by then I had lost my job. My company, the company I was working with, folded up. So I was contemplating, should I use the money to continue my 18 plus, because I was funding everything myself, or I should go to school. And I'm like, where we've reached with 18 plus, I don't think we can stop. So let me continue with 18 plus. This is somebody thinking about the future of others, the detriment of my education. This is somebody focusing on other people. I believe I don't need too much to be happy. I'm okay. I'm 32 years. People will say, okay, when you grow and you get the money, you will change. I've grown. I've seen money. There's a point where I didn't have money. There's a point I had money. I've been able to live. I've been able to survive through it. And I'm a people's person. I'm people oriented. And my whole life has been about people. So I don't think I would get there and I would want to leave the people. We've seen people come to government, misuse our monies. I don't think I'll do that.
That's think, well, most of them didn't think they will do that at the get.
Pardon?
Or they didn't say they will do that.
They didn't say
they will do that. Yeah.
Oh, they didn't say they will do that, but they ended up doing it.
You don't think you will be affected or changed by the system?
Looking at the life I have lived over the years, I don't think any system can change me.
Yeah.
But I still pray though, because if you're not there, you can't tell what's there. Tell. So yeah.
But as an individual, you hold your moral compass quite high. Yeah. Do you have other aspirations outside of politics? You're an ambitious woman. Do you have aspirations to someday get married, to someday have children? Because you have shared that you don't.
I want to have kids. I want to have 4 kids.
4?
I'm the 4th girl. 4 is like my favorite number.
So you want to have 4 kids.
I want to have 4 kids. I want to have twin and then single or single
twin. I like how you're saying like you pick them in a store or something. Yeah. Okay. You want to have 4 kids and you would want to get married as well.
I would want to get married. I want to get married.
Have you had difficulty in that field as a strong, ambitious, somewhat an alpha female?
To date and to settle down. God help me. So it's been really difficult.
Yeah.
With men, I haven't really had it easy with men. I've had some good men come my way, but I think just a handful for some of them.
Yeah.
They
don't understand trouble. You?
Some try to, but when they get tired, I understand them. Yes, quite a number of them come around and they get tired at a point, and we have to move on. But I'm hoping soon to meet somebody.
Yeah.
And definitely I'll have my 4 kids.
And you will have your 4 kids, and you think they'll be able to deal with you,
with everything.
With maybe being a second, a gentleman of the land.
You see, the whole the first gentleman thing is one of the things they don't like. They don't. I remember one of them. I was having a conversation with one of them. It was like, so you when you become president, I'm going to be first gentleman. What is
That's
that?
what he said.
I was like, what is that thing?
This was a Ghanaian. Okay.
Maybe when I go out of the country, I'll find somebody who can understand. I was like, so you when you become, I'll become first female, first gentleman. Like,
He just can't take it. No.
Maybe he's just one out of the million. Let's wait and see. Maybe somebody will be okay with that.
It will come along the line.
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that, huh? We've got it in Kamala Harris.
Yeah. And the husband, I saw him, was so supportive when he came to Ghana. He was, he could sign her to when the air blew her hair. Like,
she seems very comfortable.
And then she would do, I'm still waiting. Let's see if I find that man.
Yeah. Still waiting. So what are you doing now professionally? You with the NDC, you've got your charitable project. What specifically on a day-to-day does your life look like?
So I'm a digital marketer. I used to work with a company but folded up somewhere last month. But even before then I had some clients I work for. I do some consulting stuff for some companies. So that's what I do. I mean, when I came in earlier, if you noticed, I was on my phone all throughout. I'm here to attend to some work stuff. Yeah, so I work every now and then wherever I am. And because of IT technology and all that, it's easy to do remote stuff. Yes.
And being a digital marketer is sufficient enough income-wise for you to work on this political stuff and charitable stuff? I'd imagine it might be quite...
It's not. For the charity side, I have some good friends who support us and when we have projects. Because we don't just go, when we go with sanitary pads, toothbrush, toothpaste, shaving sticks and all that. And there's no way my money would be able to afford. I used to do those things myself, but by God's grace, I have some friends that come to my aid. Whenever we are going, they support with the printing of the books, with the toothbrush and paste and all that. They help us to purchase them. We are hoping to get sponsorship on those ones soon. But until then, I have some friends who support me. With the 18 plus, we still don't have any support yet. We are hoping that the party will pick it up.
Okay, so the 18 plus has not been picked up by the party?
Not yet. Not yet. I'm sure it's because of the restructuring and all those elections and stuff. They are busy. So I'm hoping that before 2024 elections, they would pick it up and then handle it, because it's a good project and it needs some more attention. So I'm hoping that when everything is said and done, they would pay attention to it, and then I can have some freedom and enjoy the little money I make.
the little money.
The little money that I make from my work.
What do you do for fun outside of work and politics?
Fun. People see me to be the fun type, but I'm actually not really the fun type. The only time I get, I sleep. So what do I do for fun? I have some books I go through once in a while, or I sleep. My life is quite boring if I'm not working. I don't look like one, but I have a boring life if I'm not working. I have some friends once in a while.
It's once in a while, but you're not too much of that type.
No. But when I'm there, I'm the headliner. If I'm at a party,
you're extroverted.
I'm the life of the party.
You're extroverted. You were crying earlier.
Yeah, I was. I'm really sure I was crying.
Do you, within you, at this point of your life, are you fulfilled? Are you happy? Do you feel like there are some things that you haven't fully dealt with?
I wanted to get married at 25. I was like, I was supposed to get, but when I couldn't even go to uni and all that, I mean, I just had to put those dreams aside and just move on. But I think I'm fine. I think I'm fulfilled, because looking at where I'm coming from and looking at other friends, where they have come from and how things are going with them, and the way I've thrived to be here and all that, I'm fulfilled. I'm fine. I know bigger things are ahead of me. So sometimes you get overwhelmed and then you sit back and then you just cry. You wipe your tears and then you get back.
Keep going.
Because nobody even believes you're suffering. They don't even believe things are not going
you don't look like what you may be going through.
How do you look when you
you shouldn't look like what you're going through.
So yes, it gets hard sometimes. You get overwhelmed, you sit back and then you cry your all the tears out, and then you get back to do what you have to do.
Do you offer your any support to your parents at this stage? Are they in a cry? Are they in a down?
I do. They're in a down. I do once in a while. I say, my mother will be like, "Oh, you said you're in school and you're still sending me money." I'm like, "You can send it back to me, you know." And they would just laugh about it. I do once in a while when things go well with me. I send them something.
Very well. But you are fulfilled.
I am fulfilled. I am grateful to God. I'm so grateful. It hasn't been easy to go to school.
And it's not going to get any easier with your aspiration to serve as president of Ghana.
I know, but I think God, as I mentioned earlier, gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. So if he really wants me to do what I think he wants me to do, I think he would make the way. He'll bring all the provision that I need.
Beautiful. Bridget, we've got Fantastic next, which is our game segment.
Okay.
Just to lighten the mood a bit.
Are we going to play football? Because I used to play football.
You used to play sports?
Hey, I was a school sports prefect when I was in secondary school.
Was that the only sport or any other?
No, I did the long jump, triple jump, I threw javelin, short puts, volleyball.
You're a sportswoman.
Yeah, I thought I would be a footballer, but my mother didn't like the idea.
Well, we'll see what we'll be playing next on Fantastic. Do stay with us here on the Natalie Ford Show. You're welcome back to the Natalie Fort Show. Now, Bridget, you were talking, you've narrated your entire journey and your very bold ambitions. And currently, aside politics, aside digital marketing, you also run the PEC Institute.
Yes.
Tell me a bit about that.
So I started the institute, I think on my 30th birthday. I launched it on my 30th birthday. It was already working. We were already working, but I launched it officially on my 30th birthday. So I went to my village to visit my mom. And then I saw these young people talking about. There was
your villages?
Adan Cathedral. One girl came to buy from my mom. She owns some sort of a provision shop. So one girl came to buy from her, and she looked around like 15. She was pregnant. So I asked her, and she was like, "Oh, this one is even old." There are quite a number of them who are quite younger and they are all pregnant. They even have 2 kids and all. I was like, wow. And I don't blame them because there's nothing inspiring in the village. I mean, if you're in a village where you don't see any nurse going to work, any doctor going to work, any lawyer, you don't see nothing inspiring. You only see people going to the fish, to the sea to fish. You see people going to the farm, to the markets. What's supposed to inspire you? There's nothing inspiring. So it's like, okay, so what do we do about it? I had a conversation with God.
Had a conversation?
Yeah, I had a conversation with God because I got exposed. I was able to get that exposure, but they don't have it. And I can't move all of them out of the village
to the city.
So I was thinking of how I can reach out to them. So I spoke to a couple of friends, and then we came up with the PEC Institute. So PEC is PEC, Personal Educational and Career Development of young people in rural communities. Because those in the cities, at least you get to see something to inspire you. But those in the villages, I don't think they have those access. So unless you go to the hospital, you don't see a nurse, you don't see a doctor. Things we see on a regular, they don't see them. And the things you see can inform the decisions you make and all that. So that's how come we started the PEC.
What has the response been like from them?
It's been great. It's been great. So I have, I wanted to be able to monitor our progress. So I have one of the girls from, so we have before SHS Drive and then before Uni Drive. So we have one girl from before SHS Drive who is currently in SHS. We met her when she was in GHS. Okay. She's currently in SHS. So she comes to Accra on vacations. And then we have one in GIJ now. We met her when she was in secondary school. She's also in GIJ. So we are monitoring to see their progress. The one in secondary school now wants to be a photographer. Yeah. I mean, I didn't inform that session. We wanted to take a picture after everything. We met her in school. We wanted to take a picture. And everybody was like, oh, let Diana take the picture. I was like, okay, who's this Diana? And then she's a cute girl. And then she came, she took a picture. I was like, okay, this is nice. Yeah. I asked her what she wanted to be. She said she wants to be a photographer. I said, okay. So she's the one you're monitoring. We are hoping that when all goes well after secondary school, we'll make sure she goes to NAFTI. Beautiful. So
it's just exposing that, basically. Yeah. Now you're clearly a person of service.
Yeah, it makes me happy.
Yeah. Now we're going to be rounding up with our game segment, Fantastic, on the show. Do stay with us here on the Natalie Fort Show. Welcome to Fantastic here on the Natalie Fort Show. Bridget, I know you're a sportswoman, but it was quite tedious for me to get a ball or something. But you're quite a sportswoman. However, we're going to play a game titled This or That. Okay, so I'm just going to say 2 things and you pick your preferred.
Don't ask about my mom or my dad.
Oh no, I'm not. I would not ask that. No, I'm not going to ask that. So are you ready?
Sure.
Okay. Morning person or night owl?
Oh, nights. Mornings are not.
Night owl? Yes. Yeah? Okay. Football, basketball, or tennis?
Football.
Okay. Weekend, watching Netflix at home or out in town with friends?
Sleeping. You don't have that.
Okay, none. Lonely and wealthy or average with family?
Average with family. Who would want that?
You never know.
Who wants to be lonely? You just die.
They'll say the money will keep them company.
No, it's so boring. You just have, okay, so use your money to buy people. Nah. Let me be average and have family.
Average with family. Perfect. Final one, and this one you give me a why. Buhari or Tinubu? We're not going to pick Ghanaian presidents because I mean,
how can you choose between these 2 people?
Well, tell me. Tinubu is in power.
Tell me or something.
Oh yeah. True. Add him. Buhari.
Yes, so I'll go for
that's a good one. Buhari, Tinubu, or Peter Obi?
I'll go for Peter Obi.
What's wrong with the 2 though? What's wrong with Buhari and Tinubu?
Peace. I'm a Ghanaian.
Elderly?
I'm a person of peace. I don't like trouble.
So why Peter?
I like Peter because he brings in some new vibe.
Yeah.
He's people oriented as well. I mean, sometimes you can't really tell, but that's what I have seen so far.
And he's younger,
He's younger.
I presume. Yeah. And you're all about the youth in politics, so I get it. Thank you so much for being on the show. It's been a pleasure to have you. You're a beautiful soul. And we pray that all these aspirations come to pass. It'll be very exciting to see you as a female president of Ghana.
I'd like to have you on one of my boards.
Let's see what the future holds. Thank you so much, Bridget, for being on the show. Do stay with us here on the Natalie Fort Show. We've got Star Woman and Proud of My Hustle next.
Hello everyone, my name is Eton Amsie, communication strategist, founder, CEO of Inspire Today. I'm really not sure where that came from, or I should think that the glitz and the glamour that comes with it. You're on TV, you look nice, you have nice hair, nice clothes. So people think that women in the media are rich. Very, very rich, and your pastor at work is expecting, at church is expecting, your family members, your siblings, everybody thinks you've hit some gold, and it's crazy. I think that would be the first misconception about women in the media. The second misconception is that women in the media are rude. And that's because, our job comes with a lot of reading, researching, so you're on top of your business, you speak with a lot of confidence. So people, if someone doesn't know you personally, they think you're rude, they think you are, so you find a lot of people in the media space not married, a lot of the women not married because other people are thinking that you're too high class, you think you're all that. So this would be the two main biggest misconceptions about women in the media. We need to tell people the truth. If you're saying the narrative in terms of earning our place in the business, if it's earning our place in the business, we need to work hard. I don't believe in being handed over something just because you're a woman, or just because you have a pretty face, or you sound good on TV, on radio. You need to earn your place. You need to read. You need to let people know why they're giving you an opportunity to be there. And so earn your place, work hard, read, and also tell people the truth. Up and coming young women must know that the media doesn't pay. I mean, if you want to be in the media to make money, you're in the wrong business. So you should be in the media because the passion is what drives us. You'll be at work from dawn to dusk. It doesn't pay, but because you know that you're impacting society, that is why you're there. So we must work hard. We must earn our place, and we must earn our place at the table, and we must tell the young people the truth about what the profession really entails. I think that we need to do a lot more than we are doing now. I mean, usually you find documentaries and it's just centered in the greater Accra region or the cities. If you go to the rural communities, you see that women are really, really struggling. There are people whose stories must be told. So I think that the media must work. We have some media houses who are already doing it. We have to go beyond and tell the stories of women who are doing so much. So you go to a community where women are selling gari, a woman wakes up at dawn, she has 6 children, she's taking care of them, and she's working hard. She's a farmer, and she's working hard so that her produce can go out there. You have women who are doing excellently well, not just women who are sitting in the office, but women who are doing excellently well. And our stories must be told, and it must not be told only when we are marking International Women's Day. It must be told every blessed day. Oh, I'll say the biggest breakthrough for me was when I was put on the morning show. I didn't know how big that platform was until I was put on the morning show, because everything you say, let me use the court word, can be used against you in the court of law. So when you're on the morning show, you have to be extremely careful and be sure what you say, because people take your word for it. It's a big platform, and for me, I was put on the show when just before we went on a lockdown. And so there were people at home, we had eyeballs. It gave me the visibility. Even up until today, people still remember me for being on the morning show. It's by far my biggest media breakthrough. I think we should take out the easy because it's difficult. It's extremely difficult, Natalie. There was a time I was running a 4 a.m. to 9 p.m. schedule because I was on the morning show. So I leave the house at 4 a.m. I get to work at 5. I do my makeup and get ready. We go live at 6 a.m. and then we are on till 10 a.m. When I'm done, I go to the newsroom, put together stories, do all we can do, and get ready for News 360. I mean, I was on it with you a few times, and it's not a joke. So by the time I'm leaving the house, my kids are asleep. By the time I get back, they're asleep. And on Saturday, I'm on radio from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. It's not a joke. But you see, what I know in this world and with every profession is that when there's a will, there's a way. If you're willing to do something, you find a way to do it. And so I just had to find a way. And I must say that I have a very supportive husband. And my family has been supportive when I'm not around. They find a way in sitting. I don't think that I've come this far in my career but for the support of my husband. He's been there every step of the way. You know, I think what makes me smile is when I see other people happy, especially people who cannot give me anything back in return.
Next on the Natalie Fort Show, let's of his or her hustle.
Me comfort obia me fi kwa ubepon me ba akra ha che so many years me ba ya na mbe sate bag adwuma me dini no na nko ba nyame adom ze se de e kon kakra me sha ase ana na me kitankwala mienu nyame adom bag ni mu a se me first born or pole e friend Daniel Sante. This year no call level 300. Me the bag ya. They are too soon you know the star asante. Ono so say we SS. Nyame adom no so betwa so university. Ni nyina bag ya. Nyame adom bag adwuma na ye. Edu time school for na ekọ. Na duru bronya time. Yeto. Ende yeto. Eno amu na mikura. Eno anso na me di tua me dan ka. Kakra nyame adom edi ma beduru satem ya miguso ton itenu ana aboa me ne memba ene enkran ha setena ne me dan tua ene ma keten mu ani nyina bag ya. My name is Comfort Obia and I'm proud of my household. Yes. Mani timadwuma na ho pa.
Now, as we round up the Natalie Fort Show this evening, I just want to leave you with a little message on Natalie's take. Oftentimes, we allow ourselves to be broken down and overwhelmed by the challenges of life. My guest, Bridget Bonnie, was faced with quite a lot, particularly after her father lost his job. But one thing stands out. She didn't give up. In her words, she says, "I am capable, I will do it, and I will succeed." And that's what I want to leave you with tonight. You are capable, you will do it once you put your mind to it, and you sure will succeed. Thanks a lot for watching the Natalie Fort Show this evening here on GHOne Television. Next week, same time, we'll bring you more conversations that matter. Have a great evening.